We have some Lakers trade rumors to get to on today's show, but first, the road to 41,000 subscribers is on. I want to get there over the next couple of days, otherwise the bosses are telling me, Chase, we might have to cancel the Lakers report. I don't want to do that because we're pushing out multiple videos per week, and all of them are doing well, and we're providing for Laker Nation. So that's an easy solution. Hit that red subscribe button down below for the best Lakers coverage here on YouTube. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. Today's show presented to you by our friends at the Fetch Rewards app. Get bonus points by just simply scanning your receipts no matter where you make a purchase, and over time, as those bonus points accumulate, you're able to get free gift cards to places like Starbucks, Amazon, Fanatics, Walmart, and more. You take out your phone, free download, easy to use. You can get it on the Google Play Store or on your Apple phones. Chatsports.com/fetch. You get 3,000 bonus points by entering the promo code Lakers. We get to the latest trade rumors on Russell Westbrook heading into the February 10th NBA trade deadline, and I thought this was really interesting. ESPN's Bobby Marks pitched a Westbrook to the Knicks trade on the Zach Lowe podcast, and these Russell Westbrook trade rumors have been going on for a long while. Of course, it's been a rocky and bumpy road for Russell Westbrook in the City of Angels so far. His fit with LeBron James, Anthony Davis has been somewhat clunky, even though AD hasn't played a bunch of games. But when they've been on the floor together, that fit has kind of been up and down. Now, before you go nuts in the comments, this was really just a suggestion from Bobby Marks. Now, Marks said the Knicks would win this trade, and I agree that the Knicks could win this trade because the Lakers wouldn't be getting a ton back. Now, if a trade does happen, we have you covered here on the Lakers Report. Another reason why you have to subscribe, but here is that trade idea from Bobby Marks. Who would win it, and would you make it? The Lakers would get Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks. The Knicks would receive Russell Westbrook and a 2027 first-round pick, which is lottery protected. Now, you look at that trade, and you're like, okay, we get rid of Russell Westbrook. There's some star power there, and we don't necessarily get a star back. Kemba Walker can still play here and there. Evan Fournier is a pretty solid player when he's actually playing well and productive basketball on the offensive end. And Alec Burks, folks, when he goes on heaters, it can be a really fun flamethrower to watch. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, the two latter have played many more games than Kemba this year, as Kemba just really continues to struggle to stay healthy. But you're getting some nice production here to make up for what you're not having anymore in Russell Westbrook. Kemba's around 13 points per game. Fournier getting paid around 18 mil, only getting 13.5 points per game. That ain't going to cut it on that salary. 11 points per game for Burks. He's a really streaky player. And as far as the field goal percentages go, it could be better for all of these players. They're not the most efficient. Either is Russell Westbrook. Now, a lot of you probably look at that trade and you're like, you know what, I'd take it. It would make the Lakers a deeper team, and while you're losing a primary ball handler, you have a couple of options to come in to kind of spell what you're losing. For me at this point, you're really trying to do anything to get rid of Russell Westbrook, and I know I'm not the biggest Russell Westbrook guy. I've made my feelings be known about him here on the Lakers Report. Exciting player who's exhilarating, one of the best athletic specimens that we've ever seen. I just don't know if he plays a winning style of basketball because there's a large sample size of his style of play not translating to deep postseason success. He's getting paid a lot of money. His play is regressing, and sometimes he just makes these delusional, maddening mistakes in games which can cost you wins and lead to losses. Since getting benched, though, against the Indiana Pacers back a week or two ago by Frank Vogel, during the midst of all that talk about Vogel being fired, Russ has played pretty good basketball. He went off in that second half against the Charlotte Hornets, most points in a half since Kobe Bryant. But since getting benched over the last several games, 22 points per game, a little less than 7 rebounds per, a little less than 7 dimes as well, and he's shooting around 53.5% from the floor. Russell Westbrook admitted, I have to be better. Give me some time to really get acclimated with this new team. I showed you last year while with the Washington Wizards, Russ really had that strong second half. Can he do so with the Lakers? It's our hope that is the case if he does remain in Los Angeles. Now, Russell Westbrook has always been fetching stats. If you want to fetch bonus points by using the Fetch Rewards app, you can do so, and it's extremely easy to use. You pull out your phone after going to chatsports.com/fetch, enter the promo code Lakers, by the way, for 3,000 bonus points, and no matter where you make a purchase, massive store like Walmart, if you like supporting local businesses like me, you get a receipt back. You take a picture of that receipt with the app by hitting that orange button shown you by the video example to my right. And with every receipt that you scan, you get bonus points back. Over time, those bonus points lead to you getting free rewards like gift cards and other rewards as well. This app, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute game changer. Treat yourself to what you really want and download the Fetch Rewards app right now. Again, free. Easy to use. You get 3,000 bonus points. Chatsports.com/fetch. Enter the promo code Lakers. More trade rumors to get to around a player who has barely played this year with the Toronto Raptors, formerly of the Miami Heat. That is Goran Dragic, who, in my opinion, is a really, really good point guard. According to the Toronto Star, the Raptors are, quote, almost certain to trade Dragic before the NBA trade deadline, has a $19 million cap hit on the final year of his deal. The Lakers right now are in need of some reinforcements for that playoff push that they're trying to embark on, because when you have LeBron, AD, and some other players on this roster on short-term deals, your goal is obviously to try to win a championship in the immediacy of the moment. Could Goran Dragic be a player who could push the needle for Los Angeles? A lot of money. As we know, the Lakers are somewhat cap-strapped, but I think the style in which he plays with, being a pass-first guy, could really benefit Los Angeles. Do you think they should trade for him, though? Type T for trade, type P for pass. You let me know in the comment section down below. Now, while Dragic hasn't been playing with the Raptors this year, at least playing very minimally, only a few games, he was seen in Miami watching his former team, the Miami Heat. So he's still engaged. He's still staying on top of what's going on in the NBA game. According to sources, he's still staying in shape because he wants to play. He just doesn't want to play with the Toronto Raptors. There was so much buzz about him getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks because he's from Slovenia. So too is Luka Doncic. They've played internationally together and are very good friends. But up to this point, Dragic has not really played at all this year, is a very good, crafty point guard, though, who can shoot the three, as evidenced by his 7 years with the Miami Heat. Before that, was a very solid player with the Phoenix Suns as well. But over 7 years in South Beach, 16 points per game, 5 assists per, shot around 45.5% from the floor, and almost 37%. He's a fun player to watch, and the NBA game, stylistically, I think is more fun when he's on the floor. I want to see Goran Dragic back on the floor. Now, again, if a trade does happen, we're going to push out a video here on the Los Angeles Lakers Report. We have to get to 41,000 subscribers by the end of this week. Shouldn't be hard to do. We're a little more than 100 away, and we got to give a shout-out to some of our recent subscribers. By the way, you hit that red sub button down below. Horace Spencer, thank you for subscribing to the Lakers Report. You too, Damion Cooke, B-Ball Team 2011, RUSS, and Troy James. Some of our recent subscribers here on the Lakers Report. Be like them, make the smart decision, stay on top of everything Lakers by subscribing to the channel. Fansided article now is next up on the docket for today's show, and former Lakers who Rob Pelinka could acquire. That was the subject matter of this article. We'll run through these names very, very quickly. How about Larry Nance Jr.? Used to play for the Lakers, of course. That was the title of the article. With the Portland Trail Blazers right now, currently sidelined with a knee injury. I was excited about him getting dealt from Cleveland to Portland because he's a fun player to watch as well. Has that energy to him, can get it done on both ends of the floor, can shoot the three just a bit. Really an athletic high flyer. Another one, Lou Williams, Atlanta Hawks. Lou Williams, at this point, I don't really want him. You don't need another old soul on this team in a roster and on a roster that already has a bunch of old players. And Lou Williams, he's really in the twilight of his career. He's on the back nine. If you're on a golf course, he's on like hole 15, 16, I think, approaching 18. He can still put the biscuit in the basket, but again, I don't need another old player who doesn't play any defense at all. If you had to trade for one, and if you could trade for one, put yourself in the shoes of Rob Pelinka. Which one are you trading for? LN for Larry Nance, LW for Lou Williams. Get that comment section popping. Thanks for watching today's show, and make sure you subscribe.